Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode here on the Sports Talk with Hawk podcast. I am Hawk, and today we are going over the Primetime schedule. Going to react to the Primetime games that currently we are going to be subjected to and have fun watching. Obviously, every year, nothing goes the way that we think it's going to go. There's going to end up being bad games, but the NFL has done a good job of flexing those games. I'll tell you which ones I think they may flex towards the end of the year, but we're going to look and see what we have to look forward to when we got friends and family hanging out watching football. Here we go. All right, everybody, here we go. Hoping your weekend was absolutely fantastic. Hopefully you made it the best one you could. All right, so first of all, we're going to open up with this. So I want to give a plug in a sense. So I've got, for those of you who have Discord, the Discord link is actually in the description. The server is set up to be your one-stop shop, especially for Twitter news, for the NFL, NBA, college. I've even got NASCAR, soccer on there. And then we've got a betting area for you to be able to show off your bets and what you do. So it's a really fun server that I revamped. For those of you that may not know, I own an esports organization, still own it, but the game has died out. The name is still there. I still have all the stuff with it, so I still own the organization. Maybe it'll come back in the future with something else, but for now, it's on the sideline, and now starting what is now Thunder Sports. The server / organization, I may switch some things around. But if you have Discord and you want to be a part of any of the fantasy football leagues, all the information is in the Discord server. The different types of leagues that we play, what leagues are available to be able to join. Right now, I'm still filling in the basketball, our first ever basketball dynasty league. So I am super pumped about what's going on. We've gotten a lot of new guys that have come in and joined one of our other dynasty leagues that's starting up. From around the world, we got guys in the UK that have come in, and that right there to me proves what Goodell is trying to do across the ocean is working. We've got guys on the Sleeper app from the UK. That is absolutely awesome. I love it. They're playing fantasy football with us. They have their favorite team. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So as we look at the Primetime schedule, these games are getting watched. They're getting streamed worldwide. And it's making a difference. It matters. I'm hoping to get a couple more. I really am. I'm hoping to get some more from across the oceans and around the world. Because that's fun. Getting a draft time is a little bit harder, but it's a lot of fun. So if you want to join the Discord server link is always in the description. Join up, and then you can look at everything that we have going on. All right, here we go. Thursday night football reaction to what we have on tap to watch on Thursday night. Now, 2 years ago, this was basically the boring game, right? Basically just a game you crossed off the list. They hated that. Amazon hated it. The NFL slightly hated it. It basically became a joke, wasting NFL Network's, time. Here's what this year does. You're going to have some stinkers on Thursday nights, even between good teams because it's a Thursday night game. But let's look at what they try to do. They open up with the Commanders and Packers in week 2. Week 3, divisional matchup, Dolphins and Bills. Early in the season, the Dolphins still could be viable. We'll have to see. Then another division matchup. Sorry, allergies are going off the charts this week. That tree that got cut down was a pine. Pollen was flying all off of it last week while I was helping cut it up. So allergies are flaring. Week 4, which is the third week of Thursday Night Football. Seattle and Arizona, division. Next week, division, 49ers and Rams. Next week, division, Eagles, Giants. Next week, division, Steelers and Bengals. And they're not mismatched teams. The rivalry between the Niners and the Rams is real. The rivalry between the Seahawks and the Cardinals is real because they have normally just been trying to get ahead of the other. Just be ahead of the other. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. Could it be a bad game? Yes. But the next week, Vikings, Chargers. We don't know what the Vikings are going to be. Could be good, could be bad. Now, by week 9, I think the Dolphins have already fallen apart. This is the first game I think will be actually bad. Is Baltimore will just crush Miami. But the Raiders and Broncos, division. Jets, Patriots, division. Bills and Texans on a Thursday night. If you remember last year's Bills-Texans game, it was really wonky, really weird. Primetime in Houston is always a blast. And Josh Allen on Primetime is always a blast. He's got 2 Thursday night games because of it. The matchup is 2 potential playoff teams going head-to-head in Week 12. Week 13, listen, I ain't upset at this. The Bears at the Eagles. Week 13, Thanksgiving week. Remember, when you listen to a bunch of people talk, and I've told you this, it takes 7-8 weeks for the offensive line to fully start meshing and gelling together of playing consistently. It takes about 4 weeks for a new offensive scheme to really start grabbing roots into that offense. Week 13, here's a test for the Bears. Where are they at? Where is Caleb Williams at? This is a test. And you know what? Fine. Black Friday, let's go. Let's go. We've got decent games on Thanksgiving. And then we're going to close it out with a Black Friday game of the Bears and Eagles. Let's see where the Bears are at. I'm good with it. Now, the next week, I think this is another immediate blowout. The Lions will absolutely destroy the Cowboys. Week 15, division. Week 16, division. Week 17 on Christmas, division. Oh, and by the way, as usual, they get a wild card game exclusively on Amazon. I like the Thursday night schedule. When it comes to the money that Amazon put up and the potential matchups that are there, just looking at it, there's only 2, maybe 3. You could throw the Bengals and Steelers in there if you wanted to. The Steelers defense, I think, can hold the Bengals at bay a little bit. But there's only, to me, 2 immediate blowouts sitting there. I don't think the Eagles blow the Bears out. The Bears, I believe, will play a type of football that will be able to compete with the Eagles. Not necessarily beat them. But if they're playing ground game with their new offensive line and they're playing the quick tight end passing, slants with Burden, roll arounds with DJ Moore, they can play with Philly. It's not going to be a bad game, I don't think. If the game ended up being 27-17, but the game was 20-17 for most of the fourth quarter till Philly finally broke out that last touchdown, that's a good game. because one turnover flips the script. One turnover. You can't ask for much more than that. So, I love the schedule. I love the schedule for Thursday Night Football. I think they did Amazon correct in the money that they spent. And I like exactly what they did. All right. Second, we've got Sunday Night Football. Here we go. This one, not division. This one is a lot of actual matchups. So the funny thing is, this is the funny thing. Most of these matchups, they were trying to do playoff teams. And you can tell. Bills Ravens to open the year. I love it. Falcons Vikings could have had Kirk Cousins drama. It will not. Unless the Vikings get Kirk Cousins from the Falcons. That would be interesting. Week 3, this one's going to probably be a snoozer. Maybe. I did say the other day, the Giants' defensive line, I remember it takes about 8 weeks for the offensive line to gel. The Giants' defensive line could give Kansas City's offensive line a lot of crap. I mean, they could easily give them a lot of crap. So that one could either be decent or a blowout. The next week, the Packers and Cowboys. It's early in the year. The Cowboys are probably be on their last leg of offensive ability. Could be a good game, may not. Patriots and Bills, this one I don't like. Remember I said they could beat them that last game of the year. Right now they're still going to be learning. Early in the season, I think the Bills win this one more than likely. Week 6, Lions and Chiefs, don't want to miss. Week 7, Kyle Shanahan against the Atlanta Falcons. Raheem Morris, defensive coordinator for the Rams, back against the 49ers. This game, to me, is actually going to be an underrated one for the year. I think this will be a really good game. Michael Penix, Brock Purdy, who just got paid. Monday Night Football, he's going to have to show up and show out. Packers and the Steelers, iconic matchup. I'm not going to get upset about a Sunday Night Football, iconic matchup. Packers versus Steelers, I'm not going to get overly upset about it, even though I think the Steelers are going to be absolutely awful. Seahawks and Commanders, I like that. Sam Darnold, the intrigue with the Seahawks, Jaden Daniels year 2. Pittsburgh and the Chargers, that will be a blowout. Jim Harbaugh will just wipe the floor with them. Week 11, though, we get the Lions and Eagles. Big matchup. Bucks Rams, big matchup. Broncos Commanders, big matchup. Texans Chiefs. I know the Chiefs have beaten them in the cold and whatnot. The Texans play the Chiefs tough. Like, there is a way, when you're the NFL, you aren't looking at the wins and losses. You're looking at the product that is on the field. And anybody who decides they're not going to be dumb can watch the last 2 games that the Texans have played against the Chiefs. They can watch how they play these top-end teams and go, they play them tough. They never give up. Now, do I think the Zebras help the Chiefs out in the playoffs? Absolutely. But the Texans play them tough. And that game could be a really key game for the Texans. And in the schedule setup that the Chiefs have, could be a really key game for the Chiefs as well. Next week, I think this week is the first one it could be bad. Vikings and Cowboys. The next week, you got Bengals and Dolphins. I think that's a blowout. Bengals will just have too much offense at that point, barring injuries. Week 17, Bears and 49ers. And then Week 18 will be flexed for Sunday Night Football. Week 18 will be flexed. Overall, not as many division matchups. But everybody watches Sunday Night Football most of the time, regardless of who's playing. But we got some big matchups. Look at it. Starting in Week 11. Week 11, 12, 13, 14. For sure, are all going to be potential playoff teams battling each other. The second half of the season is really strong. I mean, the beginning of the half, you got iconic matchups. Packers and Cowboys, Patriots, Bills, Lions, Chiefs, Packers, Steelers. I think it's a good mix. You're not always going to get a great game. You're just not. And thinking that you will is a little bit too naive. Okay? You're not. You're going to have to be happy or just understand it's still football. Sometimes they ain't going to be good. Sometimes they're just not going to be as good. All right, so this one is what I'm actually concerned about. And I'm not concerned about the schedule. I'm concerned about that little thing. You see over in that bottom right corner? The NFL has done great in recent years with not having a Monday Night Football game to close the year. Why are we doing a doubleheader on January 3rd in Week 18? I'm sorry. They're trying to delay Black Monday. It's what they're trying to do. I don't understand. Stop this. You guys had it right. All the games end on Sunday. There's no question marks. The Lions and Vikings was for the number 1 seed. The number 1 seed. Standalone game where millions watched. It was for a number 1 seed in the NFC. It was for a division title. It was for everything. Standalone game on Sunday Night Football that you could flex in. What more could you ask for? And now you're going to go screw it up by splitting up Monday and Sunday, therefore taking away. You're taking away the lure. You're taking away the questioning. You're taking away the nerves of, ooh, what could happen? What may happen? We're going to know. Sunday's done. All the teams that had to win or had to lose to help them get in have already taken place. This is a dumb move. Dumb move. They haven't been doing many of these in the last couple years. This one's horrible. We're going to have 2 worthless games on that Monday. It's that simple. They're probably going to figure out how to make it win and in. But I did this. Go to the Week 18 schedule right now. So this is what I did. Went to the Week 18 schedule. Why? Because it's going to show us exactly what's going to happen. It will show us exactly what's going to happen. So, tell me of these games, and this is just the list. Okay, this is just the list. Tell me which of these games they're going to flex to a doubleheader, back-to-back, Monday Night Football spot. New Orleans and Atlanta. Jets at Bills. Lions at Chicago. Browns at Bengals. Chargers at Denver. Chiefs at Raiders. Cardinals at Rams. Packers at Vikings. Dolphins at Patriots. Cowboys at Giants. Commanders at Eagles. Ravens at Steelers. Seahawks at the Niners. Panthers at the Buccaneers. Titans at the Jaguars. Colts at the Texans. Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Let's say they just flex, and this is what I would do, okay? I would just immediately flex the AFC West games. I would. You know why? Because one's in Denver, one's in Las Vegas. I would immediately flex both AFC West games. Put the Chargers and Broncos in the early window. Put the Chiefs and Vegas in the later window. Call it good. I really would. I mean, I am not going to lie. I really would. What the NFL has to hope is they have to hope that I'm right. They have to hope that the Cardinals are going to be decent and fighting for a playoff spot, and that the Cardinals and Rams game, the Commanders and Eagles game, and maybe the Lions and Bears game all have intrigue, because Fox is not going to be happy not having a game of the week in week 18. They're probably going to take the Commanders and Eagles, which then leaves the Lions and Bears or the Cardinals and Rams, which would normally be good, but only if playoff positioning is on the line. It's not great. It's not great. It would be a lot better if they could just set it up where they had 2 games on every market on week 18. That's what I appreciated about this past year. We had 4 games, 2 at 1, 2 at 4, and then the Sunday night football game. We had 5 games on that Sunday that we all wanted to watch. They mattered. We wanted to watch them. That was the important thing. You can have the Chiefs and Raiders or the Chargers Broncos be the CBS game of the week. You can have the Commanders and Eagles be the Fox NFL game of the week. You can start with the Lions and Bears at 1 o'clock and get everybody at 1 o'clock to zone in on that. You could start, if you really wanted to, you could start with Colts and Houston early on, depending on how that division is. If Houston has positioning that they need to get, whatever it may be. That's the options you have. But trying to flex 3 games into primetime spots, Sunday night, Monday night, doubleheader. That one's dumb. That one is dumb. All right, now that my rant is over, let's get back to the schedule. So, week 1, this will be a great game. I think this will be a really good game. It could be sloppy, but sloppy doesn't always mean it's bad. You've got first-year head coach, first-year offense. Got a rookie quarterback as of right now. I think it's going to be a good game. So you got the Vikings and Bears week number 1. Week number 2, doubleheader. Bucks and Texans, Chargers and Raiders. I love that. Early on, I love that matchup. That's 2. Listen, the Raiders I don't think will make the playoffs, but I think they will be the best 8-9 team potentially in the league. Week number 3, Lions at Ravens. I mean, come on, there you go. Week number 4, division matchup, Jets-Dolphins. And then a matchup that was great last year on a Saturday, the Bengals and Broncos. Week number 5, Chiefs and Jags. Could be bad, could be good. We'll have to see what happens with the Jaguars. Week 6 now, Bills and Falcons. Doubleheader again with the Bears and the Commanders. What if we have another Hail Mary at the end of the game? I know that's what they're hoping. But come on. I think that will be, the offensive line will be figuring it out. The Bears offense will be set. The Commanders offense will be set. I think it'll be a decent game. Bucks and Lions in week number 7 with the back-to-back. Texans and Seahawks second there. Week 8, Commanders at Chiefs. Love it. Week 9, Cardinals and Cowboys. They're force-feeding us Cowboys. Week 10, Philly and Green Bay, the rematch of last year's playoff matchup. Week 11, Cowboys, Raiders. Raiders win. Done. Week 12, this one's intriguing to me. And here's why. By week 12, we will either be saying Bryce Young is the quarterback of the future for the Panthers, or we're going to have a bunch of questions. This one is a risk. It may be flexed out. But this one is definitely a risk of potentially not going well. Giants and Patriots. It's an iconic matchup. But Patriots, I think, will probably blow the doors off that one. But week 14, Philly and the Chargers. That's a big game. Philly and the Chargers, big game. Week 15, Dolphins and Steelers. Probably will be a snoozer. Week 16, probably going to be flexed. It's the Colts' only primetime game, so I don't really think it will be. I don't think you're going to flex out a team. That's why I said week 12 the Panthers could, but it's their only primetime game. And this is the Colts' only primetime game. I think they keep it. Sunday night football is a lot easier to flex to than Monday night. So I think the games stay, and both of them have the Niners in it, oddly enough. And then week 17, they have the Rams and the Falcons on the schedule. All in all, guys, our primetime slate doesn't look bad. We're not going to be bored in most of the standalone games. I think a grand total we counted, 7 games out of 3 different nights that may just be really bad. Now, that's just if everybody was healthy. I know perfect world never happens. But the games they scheduled were not bad. We've had some years where they've been bad. We've had some years where we didn't even care that we didn't watch Monday Night Football. We didn't care we didn't watch Sunday Night Football. And that can't happen. The amount of money that's being thrown around now in this league, especially for the TV contracts and the rights, it has to be better. And honestly, I think the NFL hit it out of the ballpark this year. I live in Indy. My team is most of the time on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday. I know when my team's on. It doesn't bug me. I'm good with it. So the reality is, I think they hit most of the schedule out of the ballpark. I like what they did. Yes, I had my rant about the doubleheader on the week 18. If it works out, great. It's going to take everything working out exactly how they hope and exactly how I slightly predicted, with all these teams potentially having 10 wins, 9 wins. But it's a chance you take. I don't like it, but maybe it'll work out. All right, guys. As always, I deeply appreciate you guys hanging out. Hopefully you liked the schedule reaction series, AFC, NFC, and now prime time schedule reaction. Next up is the 21st. So on the 21st, Wednesday, I will have, or I guess actually it's going to be tomorrow. I got to record it tomorrow because the Thunder and Timberwolves open up early. So I actually need to get that set up, do my NBA conference finals prediction. Yeah, so I thought tomorrow night. Conference finals prediction, as they've got the game set up on an every other day setup as of right now. So we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 1 game each. Looks like the Pacers and Knicks are going to be on TNT, and the Timberwolves and Thunder will be on ESPN. And they're all at night. They are all at night. All right, so that's going to be it for me. We'll have the playoff shorter podcast, obviously, looking at a couple different things. But we'll have the playoff podcast tomorrow so that it's out before the Thunder and Nuggets get kicked off. And then we got a couple other videos through the rest of the week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. As always, like and subscribe. If you've got Discord and you want to join the server, be a part of the many leagues that I run, that we have going on, the different types of leagues. Hop in, apply for a league. Let's chat and have some fun. All right, guys, make it the best Tuesday that you can, and I will see you Tuesday night. For Sports Talk with Hawk, I am Hawk, and I'm out. Have a great evening, everyone.